Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Happily Booked, the bookcast, where two kindred spirits believe that the pursuit of happiness is the same thing as reading a good book and being able to talk about it. We're your hostesses, Brooke and
Becky.
And welcome back. Before the podcast, we were just sort of casually mentioning things that we are going to be trying to do for season 3, and I think we're going to change the introduction. It was good for a time, but now I feel like it's a little too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, every time I say it, I'm like, this is a little much. If y'all disagree, please let me know. Like, if you like it, by all means, I'll keep saying it. But I just feel like, yeah, we could change it. We could change it now. You know? Anyway, so, wow, it's like a fall day here in Georgia. Loving it.
Yes.
Really loving it.
It
love
feels
fall.
so good outside.
And you know, I would always tell people, they're like, would you rather be cold all the time or hot? And I'm like, I would rather, genuinely, outside weather, I would rather be hot. But I love fall. It's a perfect blend of cool, and if it's overcast all day, it's a little bit of a chill, which is nice. If it's not overcast, there's enough warmth from the sun where, I mean, I'm not going to get in a pool, you know, in 60-degree weather, but it's still perfect. Like, it's really nice. And then, you know, for summer, it can just get horribly hot, and I would rather be horribly hot than freezing cold in winter. So that's just how it is. I know so many people who would rather be cold, and I'm like, I cannot. My legs physically start to ache in the cold, and I hate it. In my hands, can't stand it.
There's a difference, too, between cool and cold.
Yeah.
Like 65, even 55, versus, 30.
Ugh. 30 in Georgia is awful. It's awful. Oh my gosh. And I know everybody's like, oh, Southerners can't handle the cold. Well, yeah,
It's
you're
true.
right. First of all, you're right.
It's true.
But it's also there's so much humidity down here. Like, I don't think some people understand that. And I'm not saying it's not humid in northern states either, but it's just different. It's frigid. It's horrible sometimes. Anyway, that's not what this podcast is about. But I love today's weather. It's been like a perfect spooky fall day. I just love it. So
we're not in October anymore. We don't need spooky days.
It's true. I like all my days to be spooky days. I am a big spooky fan. So, I also love Christmas though. I love Christmas. I can't wait for Christmas. I love that time of year. I can't wait to put my Christmas tree up and to constantly have to pull Stetson off of it. It's going to be so much fun. And he's going to have glitter all over him because my Christmas tree has glitter on it.
Yeah, that's Austin's favorite part of your Christmas tree.
Oh, he hates that. Oh, bless him. It was so nice of him, though. Like, I just remember one day, Katie was coming over, and it was like in December. Maybe it was mid-December. I don't know. I'm always late putting up my tree if I put it up and stuff. And she was coming over, and I was like, you want to help me put up my Christmas tree? And she's like, yeah, let's do that. That'd be so much fun. And so I went to look for the Christmas tree that was supposed to be here, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, I don't understand. Where is the Christmas tree? And I was really bummed out. And Austin got up because he was still working night shift, of course. And he was like, well, let's go to Home Depot and get a Christmas tree. So we went, and I picked out like the biggest, prettiest, glittery Christmas tree, and it has fake snow on it. I think it's the most magnificent thing. I love my Christmas tree. I didn't put it up last year though because I was, pregnant and whatnot. Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna want to. I'm sure other people would have been happy to help me take it down, but I wasn't gonna do that.
No.
So this year I'm going to. I am sort of thinking I might need to get like some kind of baby gate to go around it. That might help.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I need to get some little train tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
Some that he can play with, but also go with the tree.
Yeah, he and Whiskey are going to have a great time.
Yeah, they are. Whiskey's, well, most of the time he's okay. Like, he's a perfectly chill cat. And then sometimes it's like, oh, instant crack. Everything is just, he's got the zoomies like crazy. And he'll go up the stairs, be racing Pumpkin across the house. It's really funny. They got into it yesterday.
Did they?
They, like, actually fought. you know, they'll fight, like, they'll be playing, and then somebody will do something the other one didn't like, so they'll swat at each other a little bit, but then they'll get over it, everything will be fine.
Right.
I heard, and normally the dogs will stop it too, but the dogs were outside, and I was in the bathroom getting ready for church, and I hear them, you know, the growling sound cats make, and they started hissing, and I could hear them, and I expected it to, like, stop, because it normally does, and like, it got worse, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I went into the living room, they were, like, on each other, banging up against the window on top of the, like, on the couch where it's up against that window, and they were like really hitting each other and stuff, and I was like, I gotta stop it. And it's so funny, out of all the animals, to, like, I would not break up a cat fight. I don't break up cat fights. I will break up a dog fight. You're not supposed to, but I will.
Yeah.
And at least if it's my dog. My dogs are gonna stop, you know, but I was like, I'm not getting in between these dumb little cats. They're gonna claw my face off. So I grabbed this full pack of diapers. And I picked it up and I just threw it. And it went bang right against them. And Pumpkin fell off the couch and Whiskey ran off. And I was like, yeah, quit that. We get along in this house. That was funny.
That's funny.
I don't know why they started to actually fight. They get along just fine. So, and normally the dogs are like the mediators, but they were outside. So, like, Ranger will have no part of that. Remy will start to bark and chase them if they start getting into it. It's really
She's
funny.
old. She doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah, she's like, I'm too old for this. Anyway, okay. Okay. Do you have anything you want to talk about? Any hauls? Any yarn? There's a bag full of yarn next to me. I love this color. I don't even like purple, but like this plummy color. Is that what you would say?
Yes. This is one of the colors I got for our temperature blanket. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I actually use the temperature blanket now. You know, it's technically only 6 months or so. It was supposed to be a year worth of dates. And I use it. It's in the bottom of Stetson's wagon. So he sits on it in the wagon. And I used it outside a couple times because I was like, I wonder how this acrylic yarn will be on the grass. And I didn't like it. So it caught too much grass. Like, the grass would poke through too easily. I mean, it's a knitted blanket. So, of course, there's holes. So, but now it sits in his wagon. So that's his little blanket seat. And
my temperature blanket is ugly. I don't like how the colors go.
I liked mine until I got to yellow, and I was like, I wish I didn't add yellow. I hated it. It was okay until that yellow.
And I like yellow, but
I do too.
Yellow and red were next to each other a lot, and I just kept thinking McDonald's. And I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that color combination. No. Red and yellow, not a fan.
So, I'm recycling.
Yeah.
Or not really recycling, because it's put together however long I did mine.
You did it for a little bit longer than me.
7 months, maybe?
Yeah.
A whole month longer.
Oh my gosh. And I remember it was like a memory popped up. I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook, but it was like such a confident start, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was like the whole month of like January or something, and I was like, wow, look at this.
You would think it wouldn't be a big deal to do one thing a day.
And it's not. If you do just that one, if you do it, it's the actual act of doing it.
Yes. And then you think, oh, but I can do 7 in a day.
Right. And I even timed it. For how big mine was, it took me 15 minutes to get one row done. And I was doing it twice for a day. So that it would be thick enough. So that I thought it was thick enough for that day.
Right.
So really, it was just poor planning. And I wasn't motivated.
Same.
Personally.
Same.
At one point, and I hadn't knit anything else. I wanted to knit other things. I just didn't, like...
Yeah.
You know, it took the fun out of it. I made it take the fun out of it.
So I'm trying to make stockings. Maybe I shouldn't say what I'm making. I don't know who in my family actually still listens to this podcast. It's going to be great when we're on video.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Are you going to be standing?
I think so. I think it'll be more fun to stand. I just was reading that if you stand, you burn more calories, which I knew that already, and I was like, maybe I should stand, you know, when I'm doing certain things that I normally sit through to help kickstart.
That's good for your blood too.
Yeah, because I've lost weight, but now I'm like stagnant and I need to, get into gear again. But anyway, I don't really know that they listen, so I'm just going to say it. I'm making stockings for my family for Christmas, and I'm going to let the kids choose the little trinket to go with their stocking. I'm going to let them choose their stocking. Girls get to go first because there's a lot more boys than there are girls, and I just don't want to see a lot of fighting and girls crying because they didn't get their stocking they wanted.
Yeah. Ladies first.
Yeah. So, but I think that I'm going to make a couple extra, or at least I want to make a couple extra, so that there's not so few options where someone gets their feelings hurt because they didn't get what they wanted.
Right.
So I'm doing that, making some snowflakes, because I might make a couple different styles of stocking. So we'll see how it goes. I have a big family.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
A big family. But I have plenty of yarn. So
yep.
I should be able to accomplish this.
But, I think it's going to be great.
That's all I really have. I'm probably going to get started on clearing out for my garden within the next couple months. Mm-hmm. To give it time, like put chicken poop and rabbit poop and hay out and get rid of as much grass as I can where I'm going to be gardening, just preparing. I would also like to get some fruit trees in the spring, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Yes. So
I recommend blueberry bushes.
Oh, don't worry. I did have a blueberry bush, but I killed it, I guess. So I do want to try that again. I was reading that instead of asking or receiving gifts that, don't really do anything for you except take up space, that you should get people things that they can keep using year after year. So fruit trees was one of the things on the list. So fruit trees, fruit bushes, things that you can actually, maybe a chicken or two.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man,
I want more chickens.
If anyone asks me what I want for Christmas or my birthday going forward, I mean, cast iron skillets, they're kind of expensive though, so they might not.
That would be a great gift though.
It would, unless they went to a thrift store and found a good deal or something. But cast iron skillets, fruit trees. I want to plant some apple trees and some mulberry trees.
We have an apple tree, but it's been so young still that I guess it hasn't produced any apples.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Wait, when did you get it?
I mean, we got it. Oh shoot, I don't know. We've had it for a couple years now.
I think it's 5 years for it to start producing, but it depends on how
we
tall.
We may have had it for. I mean, it's like 7 or 8 foot tall now.
Okay,
so
maybe in the spring you'll have some apples.
Maybe. I feel like it's either been 4 years or maybe coming up on 5. I need to ask Austin.
It some of that also depends on how tall it is when you buy it. So I really loved mulberries. We had a mulberry tree growing up, so I want to get some of those, some cherry trees. We'll see, but I don't have anything yet, so that's all I have to talk about. Future prospects. Do you have any hauls?
Future prospects. Yeah, I guess technically I do. I actually meant to talk about it in the last update episode. And I totally forgot. My mom bought this and read it, and then she just gave it to me.
Cool.
So, I don't know when I'll read it, but I do technically have it to haul. And it's called Mistaken Identity. But it's a not true crime. Jeez Louise. It's nonfiction. It's not true crime. Oh my gosh. And I remember when she was telling me about this, it was terribly sad. So, and I don't know when I'll actually get to it. But it is by, I guess it's written by Dunn and Susie Van Ryn and Newell, Colleen, and Whitney Cerak with Mark Tabb. And it's a crazy story. So I'll read the back of it so that you actually have an understanding of what it's about.
Okay.
Because I will spoil everything because I actually sort of know what happens. Because my mom told me everything because it was crazy. Okay. Meet Laura Van Ryn, and I might be saying these names wrong, of course. Take everything I pronounce with a grain of salt. And Whitney Cerak, one buried under the wrong name, one in a coma and being cared for by the wrong family.
Oh.
Have you heard about this?
I think so.
I may have mentioned it to you, or you've already heard about it.
I think I remember when it happened.
Oh, yeah. 5 lives were lost in a tragic... Oh, my gosh. It's happening. In a tragic accident involving a Taylor University van, and one student, severely injured and comatose, was rushed to the hospital. 5 funerals were held. Families, faculty, students, and communities grieved their losses and joined in prayer and hope as the one young woman, Laura Van Ryn... Is it Ryan or is it Wren? I
don't know that.
Fought for her life in a hospital bed. The national news spread the story, and people everywhere shared the grief and the hope. 5 weeks passed for the Cerak family, believing they had buried their daughter. The Ceraks clung to their faith and worshipped God through their grief, learning to look forward with hope to an eternal reunion with their lovely daughter Whitney. 5 weeks passed for the Van Ryns, keeping a constant bedside vigil over their precious daughter Laura. They sat and prayed and hoped. Confronted with tubes and surgeries, vital signs and healing signs, they rejoiced at each tiny advance toward recovery. Their friends and church and family members, along with a steady stream of students, celebrated with them each sign of Laura's healing. And then the shock. "Okay, Laura, I would like you to write your name for me," the occupational therapist said. And what she wrote was Whitney, which spells Whitney, in case you need it. So it's the opposite girl, which when my mom told me about that, I was like, that is insane on so many reasons to be insane,
right?
You know,
if I remember correctly, they looked very similar,
right?
And of course, when you have that,
I mean, that's them, I guess,
of injuries, it's hard to tell what you look like under
right.
the injuries. But I think their IDs got mixed up somehow, and that's why they thought.
Yeah, perhaps they only found one of their IDs or something,
Normally you would do like a... If you couldn't recognize their facial features or whatever, you would probably do like a DNA to find out who they were. But if I remember correctly, their IDs were somehow mixed up.
Yeah, and she told me about that. I was like, that is just so insane. Like, one family grieves their daughter, and one family is so thankful their daughter's alive. Yeah. But then both of their worlds are going to get flipped upside down because it's the opposite circumstance. And I was like, that's
so
just
sad, yeah.
So crazy. So, I actually meant to haul that. And I suck because I didn't. But that's all I have to haul. I was like, did I get... Actually... Technically, I have got to think of the Kindle books as a haul,
right.
Like, if I buy a Kindle book, it counts.
It's a purchase.
So I'm going to read the synopsis for another haul then. This iced coffee has a shot of espresso, so God help all of us. And it was only $6.99 on Kindle. Whoop, whoop.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. And I am hauling then Daphne by Josh Malerman.
Okay.
Whoop whoop, which is a book that I had just read Spit of Black Yarn by Josh Malerman, and inside, I think it was... Nope, don't remember the name of it. It was one of the short stories. It was the one where the dad was on his deathbed and he was like admitting all of these terrible urges he's had ever since he was a kid about how he's wanted to kill people and stuff, but he didn't. And they mentioned Daphne in that short story, and because of it, it made me want to read it. So I got it on Kindle, and here is the... I feel like I am too loud. I'm just gonna... There we go. Here is the synopsis. It's the last summer for Kit Lamb. The last summer before college, the last summer with her high school basketball team, and with Dana, her best friend. The last summer before her life begins. But the night before the big game, one of the players tells a ghost story about Daphne, a girl who went to their school many years ago and died under mysterious circumstances. Some say she was murdered, others say that she died by her own hand, and some say that Daphne is a murderer herself. They also say that Daphne is still out there, obsessed with revenge, and will appear to kill again anytime someone thinks about her. After Kit hears the story, her teammates vanish one by one. After Kit hears the story, her teammates vanish one by one, and Kit begins to suspect that the stories about Daphne are real, and to fear that her own mind is conjuring the killer. Now it's a race against time. Now it's a race against time as Kit searches for the truth behind the legend and learns to face her own fears before the summer of her lifetime becomes the last summer of her life.
Oh.
I love your commentary. You're like, oh no. It makes me laugh. Okay. Goodness. So yeah, that is something I also have to haul. Oh goodness. Okay. I wanted to go over my October stats because October's done.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have to. Remember when I was, like, trying to read one of them and I went and read the wrong one and I was, like, halfway done with it and I realized I was in the wrong month and I had to go back?
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, man. Okay. October 2024. Ooh, view month wrap-up graphics. Let's view it. Go Storygraph. Whoop, whoop. If only I could justify paying however much it is a month for Storygraph Plus. But I just can't justify that right now. Oh, this is so cute. That's cute. Sorry, I don't have a video to show it. I'm not going to I can't read off that, you know. But
next year, you'll be able to hold it right up to the camera.
Right up to the camera. I'm going to share it, though, for funsies. Yep, this is what I'm doing right now. Okay, no. Get a hold of yourself. Okay.
She's geeking out on you
I
guys.
am, sorry. Okay, so I read 5 books. I read 1,692 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. I listened to 4.73 hours. The average time it took me to finish a book was 7 days. The biggest slice of pie is dark. I'm sorry, for moods. Is dark, then tense, then mysterious, then emotional, sad, and adventurous. 20% of the books that I read I judged as fast-paced. Then the 80% of the rest were medium-paced. 20% of the books that I read were less than 300 pages. 60% were from 300 to 499 pages.
Wow.
Then 20% were 500 pages plus.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that interesting? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. I did not listen or complete any audiobooks in October.
Okay,
Look at that. It's just a blank pie.
Don't worry, I'll never have that one blank.
No, you will not.
Physical reading,
might
on the
be.
other hand.
She's like, I don't even remember how to read. So 100% were fiction, of course. I'm most of the time a fiction girly. Then I had 3 horror books for October, which really, I felt like it should have been more, but I actually forgot that I had read a couple horror/thriller-y books in September. So in my head, it was like there was going to be more horror for October, but there was not. So 3 horror books, 1 speculative fiction, 1 dystopian, 1 LGBTQIA+, 1 thriller, 1 short story collection, 1 mystery, 1 literary, 1 contemporary, which obviously they overlap with their genres. So, because I've only read 5, and that was not, that was more than 5. So, just reminding everybody, they overlap. Format-wise, only 40% of what I read in October was printed books, and 60% were digital. I think a couple months ago, or last month at least, I have already surpassed. Like, I've read more on my Kindle this year than I have physically. Mm-hmm. And this has been a first out of all of my reading in my life, this is the first. It's crazy. I like it though. I'm enjoying that. I rated 3 books in October, 4 stars. 2 books, 3 stars. I don't know how to read either. So, the no 5 stars, but no 2 stars. So, you know, oh man. Yep. So, that's that for my stats. I have never had a blank pie before. So, for audiobook link, that was kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Which it makes sense though, because I finished something, but technically not in October, so that adds up. Those are my stats. Aren't y'all glad y'all stuck around for that?
They are. They needed to know.
Oh, who needs to give a quote? Is it my turn?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, technically, you've given most of the quotes this year, so, I mean, I should step it up some. But,
Come on, Becky. Get with it. I'm just kidding. I don't mind. Let's see if I can work my Kindle and get a quote. Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see if you can guess what this is from.
Okay, we'll see.
Your success depends on this moment. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's not a part of our podcast.
No, it's not. I was claiming points on Pogo.
Scared me a little bit. It scared you too.
It did. I was like,
this was a video recording? You would have seen Becky jump. Okay. This is my quote. Then she said something I'll never forget. I knew she was trying to be nice, to make me smile while I waited for an ambulance to come rescue me from this truth. She said, "The mind can be a very scary place. You can think anything into being." Ba, ba, ba.
Well, I don't know. Have you? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
That's from Daphne by
Okay.
Josh Malerman.
So I was thinking Daphne, but I was like, no, has she started reading that yet? I kept thinking in my head. I was like, has she started reading it?
I don't know if it was obvious, but I tried very hard not to say that I have actually started reading that when I was hauling it. Oh my gosh.
That's why I was perplexed, because based on the description of the book, I was leaning towards Daphne, but then I wasn't sure that you had started reading it, so I was like, no, that's not it.
Silly you. Okay, yeah, that's what that's from. Okay, so you would have been right, but you just didn't have the confidence.
No.
Go with your gut.
I was lacking in confidence.
Feeling. Confident gut feeling. Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you not have any hauls? Have you finished anything?
No.
Ba,
But
ba, ba.
I'm 72% of the way through with Knife of Dreams.
Knife of Dreams by Robert Jordan.
Yes.
52nd book in the
Yeah.
Wheel of Time series. What is though? It's like what, the 9th book or something?
It's 11. It's book 11.
That's crazy. That's insane.
But then if you think about it, when I was reading the Michael J. Sullivan books, he had 5 in the first one that I read.
Right.
Then he had 3. So I mean, I almost read the same amount.
It's just 11 is such a big number.
It is a big number. And sometimes Robert gets on my nerves.
Yeah, Robert.
I'm sorry, Robert.
Check yourself, Robert.
I think he's passed away, so it won't hurt his feelings.
May Robert rest in peace.
Sometimes I feel like he takes too much time on something. And that's why we have so many books.
Right. So you're saying it could be more like a 11 or 12 book series?
8 or 9.
10 at max.
See, I have the opposite problem with my book. It's trying to tell my story without adding stuff that doesn't matter, but also making it big enough to actually be considered a readable book.
Yeah.
So I'm at 95 pages, and I'm working on writing 2 songs for it. Well, one's an epic poem/song, and one is a song. And
that's gonna be magical.
I'm excited.
Are you gonna have a QR code so they can scan it and go listen to you sing it?
No. But if I could actually write music, that'd be a great idea.
It's not the worst idea I've ever had.
It's not the worst. That's a really good idea. And I have a decent voice. I'm not saying I couldn't do something like that, but I don't know how to write music.
Yeah.
So,
it's just lines and bubbles and stuff.
I mean, I need Taylor Swift. I'm just
not a Swiftie.
I'm sorry, but I am an original Swiftie.
Yeah,
Although,
technically I'm an original Swiftie, but I have fallen quite off the bandwagon.
I was going to say, I'm a little bit old now for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I'm not really into some of her newer stuff. Sorry, Megan.
No, I don't think she listens.
Oh, she does.
You can offend her all you want.
Oh, her. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I thought you meant to Taylor for a second. I was like, what? When did that happen? Where was I going? So yeah, I could do that. That sounds cool, but I would just have to make up a tune in my head, and that might not sound great.
I think once you get the words, you can then. There's so many people you probably know that know music.
Yeah.
So, I have a couple already in the top of my head, I think. So you could have them look into
That's
it.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, and maybe not a QR code. Maybe like a link. I don't know. Whatever would look better. A QR code might look better.
I mean, you could put it at the very bottom of the page.
Bottom corner. I want to get more into books that cause me to be more like interactive with it.
That's
really
a
enjoy
really
that.
Cool idea.
I really liked the Morse code, and we.
And you can have a QR code in a physical book and in an ebook.
Yeah, exactly.
It would translate both ways.
Right.
Not necessarily in an Audible book, but the person who's reading it.
Yeah, they would be. It could get to a point where you could sing it.
Yeah.
They could sing, like have the word. You'll have the words in it,
yeah.
So they could sing it. Yeah.
They could do a duet with me.
That's right. You could just read it and sing it.
That's a great idea.
A lot of people love when the authors of books actually read their books because I know we've mentioned this before once already, but probably a couple times, but because the authors know how they want it to actually come across.
Right.
So it would probably even sound better if you did it.
The options.
I think I'm overwhelming her.
Anyway, I just need to get it written, like finished. I still have a couple of people who are reading it. And I'm actually really scared about the one critique. Actually, I'm scared about two of them critiquing it because one went to school for English Lit. So he's going to be very hard on me. And I already told his wife, like, they go to church with us, and he's one of the deacons at church. And Emma's like, Mom, don't have him read that. You're going to be so mad at him. And what are we going to do if you're mad at him? And I was like, well, first of all,
we're going to stop coming to church.
He won't know I'm mad at him because I'll get over it by the time I see him, like I did with my mom.
Yeah.
Love you, Mom. And her points were valid. I just didn't like it. You know, it's hard to hear criticism.
I need a new updated copy.
You do need an updated copy.
Yeah, I do. But I feel like it's very different now.
Now you're going to have to wait till I get the songs put in there. I was going to work on it some today, but I didn't have time.
It'd be like that.
The songs are in my phone though. But anyway, the rough draft of the songs, because I'm going to change them a little bit, I think. But anyway, so I was telling his wife when I gave her the copy, I said, I already asked your husband about reading this, and she said, oh, okay. I said, and Emma's really worried I'm going to get mad at him. She goes, don't worry. I get mad at him when he critiques what I write.
Everyone gets mad at him. Come on. He's a deacon of the church. That's funny.
So, can't wait. But it'll also be different by the time he gets done reading it because he has the second rough draft, like the updated version that Andrew has.
Yeah.
And I was going to print a copy for Adam, but I'm getting ready to add the songs, so I might as well wait.
I can't wait to read those songs.
I'll print out 2 copies whenever I add the songs, and I'll give one to Adam and one to you.
I can't wait. That's so great. I love that.
So, I would love to have it, published and actually making money by sometime next year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But that was
You've
random.
got ambitions for next year. We've got ambitions for next year. There's just so many things.
I got off track. I think we were talking about Robert Jordan.
We were, because you're in the 11th book in that series.
Yeah. So he's long-winded in his writing, and I'm short-winded in mine. Although I'm long-winded when I talk, so
clearly,
I don't know how come I can't make this book long.
That's so funny. No, because we were for sure talking about that, and when you were like, I don't remember why we started talking about that, I was like, I don't know either. Here we are.
I wanted a 300-page book. That's not. I feel like that's definitely not going to happen.
I bet I can help you make that happen. With some critiques.
Have you read any of the one that you have?
I had only read, like, before I made my mom print the original one, I had read, like, the first couple pages. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, I want to highlight and write on this. So then I was like, okay, I'll just get her to print it. And then she printed it, and then, like, wasn't able to give it to me for, like, a week. And then you, like, already updated it. And I was like, well, I could still read this one, but it might be kind of obsolete. So.
And then you're, like, critiquing, and you're like, you give it to me, like, oh, yeah, I already changed that.
She's already done all this. So when you sent it to me, and I have her print it, also, she said she was going to read it. I don't know if she's actually
read it.
But now it's technically obsolete, too.
That's okay.
So when
if she gives you some feedback, you can let me know. Right.
So when she, when I get your new one and have her print it, I just need to make sure I get it from her, like, either that day, the next day.
I'll just print it for you.
Okay, that would work,
and bring it down instead of emailing it.
That would work.
Because I finally figured out, one of the problems I was having was I couldn't figure out how to get my printer to work. It quit talking to my computer. And I finally realized that it was just because the Wi-Fi had come undone and I had to reconnect to the Wi-Fi. But I had to go in and forget the Wi-Fi.
Oh, so annoying.
So I could reconnect it because it thought it was connected, but it wasn't.
You know, we are amazing. Like, technology has just come along.
I know.
You know, it's like
but I haven't.
That's not where I was going. But at the same time, this advanced technology can be so stupid sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Like, oh, you're inputting your password to this? No, that's wrong. Wrong password. Wrong. Sorry, it's wrong. You need to create a new password. Okay, let me create a new one. Puts in the password. You can't use your old password as your new password.
You're like, but you told me that wasn't.
But I couldn't use it in the first place. Oh, God. Or prove you're not a robot by clicking all of the pictures that have a stoplight. You're telling me a robot these days couldn't just do that?
3 times.
Yeah.
You have to do it 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
And then when you're done doing that, you have to choose all the bicycles.
Yeah. And then, like, decipher this little, it's like some numbers and letters, and they're, like, squished.
Oh, yeah. And you can't tell if it's an F or an S.
Yeah. I really don't like those, because isn't it like it's going to think I'm a robot?
Right. Meanwhile, I should have been here the whole time. You can definitely hear me better. I'm sorry, you guys.
That's okay. That's okay. You were standing. You were doing what you wanted to do.
Well, and I feel like you could hear me. You can just hear me better.
Yeah, you could hear you. Yeah. See, if I get, like, right here, I am all up in y'all's ears. Oh. Okay, anyway.
Books.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess I finished some stuff.
Okay.
Okay, I finished 2 things. I finished The Long Walk by Stephen King. Well, Richard Bachman. By Stephen King.
Did you like it?
Boop, 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 boop. I did like it. I did like it. I jotted down some things. This is a script.
Okay.
And actually, it's not a script. It's just, I wrote it down in some notes. So you remember how when I was reading let me read the synopsis so everybody is on board again. So everybody remembers, just in case. Against the wishes of his mother, 16-year-old Ray Garrity is about to compete in the annual grueling match of stamina and wits known as the Long Walk. 100 boys must keep a steady pace for 4 miles per hour without ever stopping. And they mean without ever stopping. With the winner being awarded the prize, anything he wants for the rest of his life. But as part of this national tournament that sweeps through a dystopian America year after year, there are some harsh rules that Garrity and 99 others must adhere to in order to beat out the rest. There is no finish line. The winner is the last man standing. Contestants cannot receive any outside aid whatsoever. Slow down under the speed limit and you're given a warning. 3 warnings and you're out of the game permanently. So, just to re-jog everyone's memory.
That
means they kill you. So I did like this book. Do you remember when, like 2 episodes ago, whenever I was talking about it, and I was like, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the fact that you're just, boom, thrown into it. You don't know why they have to do this. You don't understand why it's technically considered a dystopian America. Why is it just boys? Why is it technically children? Because the age limit for the contest is, I almost said contestant. That's why I said it like that. The age limit for the contest is 18 years old. So, like, why is it children? Why is it just boys? Why in general? And then, cool, they get a prize, anything they want for the rest of their life. That's kind of vague, too. But, okay. But I enjoyed being thrown into it. Like, normally with Stephen King, you have so much build-up and so many backstories that sometimes it's a little annoying. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the time, I mean, it really helps your understanding of the story. Right. And I like it. I like the depth that he goes to, and he's such a fantastic author. I really enjoy it. So I thought this was neat for reading one of his books where it was just sort of, you're just there and you just figure it out as they reveal it to you. Mm-hmm. Cool. I never found out why they do this. And I never found out why it's just boys. Why it's children. Oh. Why?
None of your questions were answered.
None of them. And you know, I would have really liked to have been told why.
You should write him a letter.
Yeah.
I think wait, do we follow him on Facebook? I can't remember.
Think so. I don't think we do.
I need to fix that.
I need to do that on Instagram. Anyway. So, I really did like this book, though. And if you're, like, sort of maybe thinking about starting a Stephen King, it's not a bad one to start with. This one or Misery. Misery by Stephen King is really good, too. That one's also really graphic, though. And, bless you.
Thank you.
I'm just waiting to see if there was another one. This one was pretty graphic, too, but, like, the actual, like, content that's in Misery is a little bit more intense, I think. But they're both really short, and they're both very good. I liked that this had this competition, you know, to the last man standing. The suspense for finding out who was going to, quote, as they say, get their ticket next was really good. Like, I enjoyed, you know, following along with that. There is some strong language, though, of course, naturally, with everything I read, apparently. But it is Stephen King, so there is some strong language, and including there are some racial slurs, so just keep that in mind. It's a little tough sometimes to read that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you want to dip your toes into the first, you know, your first Stephen King, I really think it's not a bad option because it is so small. And it keeps you, you know, stuck there wondering who's going to be next and who's going to make it. And I mean, near the beginning, you sort of have an idea of who's going to make it, but you don't really know. And so it really, you know, keeps you on the edge of your seat. I like that it was so straight to the point in the beginning. It really did just start with him getting off, saying goodbye to his mom. And, you know, he was really casual about this departure because there's a chance that you'll never see your mom again because you're going to die. And your mom is just dropping you off here.
Right. I was going to ask you, why did he volunteer for this?
I don't know. I mean, the main motive, I think, is just the quote-unquote prize, where you can have whatever, I guess, you want. They'll do whatever you want. They'll give you, like, you can literally say, okay, I don't know what this dystopian America is like, but you could say, okay, I've won. I want to be president of the United States. Mm-hmm. Then they'd be like, okay, sure thing. And you would just win. And that's that. So, like, it's literally whatever you desire. So I guess that's his motive. I guess that's everyone's motive. And throughout the story with these characters, you do sort of, like, learn what they want to do when they win. And some of them, you want to win more than others because, like, they want to give their money to their family, or they want to, one guy, he was only like 17 or something, but he was already married, and his wife was pregnant, which that would have been reason enough for you to not get into this competition, personally. But so he wanted to be able to provide for his child for the rest of his life.
Right.
And stuff like that. So, like, some motives are a little bit better than others, but the departure in the beginning is, like, too casual for me. I'm like, you could have, like, maybe hugged your mom a little bit more. Or, like, I don't know. It's not from, like, the mom's perspective. So, you're really just following this teenage boy. So, it's a different kind of mindset. And it's funny because they understand the gravity of the situation, but I guess it's like, until you actually see it, you don't really believe that's going to happen. So maybe that's why it seemed a little casual in the beginning. And it's like for almost all of them, too. It's not just the main character. That's just who we were following in the beginning. But I really did enjoy it. I feel like it could have been longer, mainly to explain everything that I wanted explaining. Everything I wanted to be explained. Golly.
Words are hard sometimes.
See, espresso shot kicking in. Even though I do this like every episode. I didn't like the ending.
Did he die?
No.
Oh.
No.
But everyone else did?
And it's not even that.
Oh.
It's not even that, It was like just very vague. Like, what happened?
Wait, and so what did you rate this book?
4. I believe 4 stars.
Okay, so you still, even though you hated the ending, it still got a 4 star.
I liked the rest of it. Like, it was good.
And even though it didn't explain all of your questions.
It was written so well. It was a good book. Like, that's what's so difficult. Because I'm like, yeah, I could live without the explanation. Even though I really would have appreciated being told why. But the ending was just like, it was so vague. Like I'm going to spoil it. So I guess I'm going to spoil it. Sorry. Garrity wins by, 2 seconds longer he might not have won. And like, they walk for days. Like, they cannot stop. They have to use the bathroom while they're walking. They have to eat. They have to drink. Whatever they have on them when they start the competition that's it. Nobody else can go hand them anything. Only the guards that are following along with them can give them more water and give them more food rations every day. But like, some people will stand on the side of the road. One guy was like, free watermelon for the long walkers. And he was like trying to get them to come up and get watermelon. And the guards are like, you can't do that. And a lot of the contestants are like, don't they realize like every year that they're not supposed to do this? Like somebody was trying to give them soda. It's like, what do you not understand? That you cannot like intervene with them at all. But anyway, Garrity, it comes down to, it's just Garrity and one other guy. And this other guy, like, everybody in this competition was like, he might win. He's just crazy enough that he might win. And it's just them. And Garrity, like, he's, like, in and out of this weird trance where, like, it's a mental game, too. Like, you're starting to kind of lose your mind. Like, you have to stay awake, too, basically, this whole time. And they sort of go in and out of this weird, like, sleep. But they're still walking, like, I guess sleepwalking. Yeah. But, he wakes up from, like, this doze, and he's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to tell this guy, I can't even remember his name, that I'm going to sit down, and he's going to win. Like, I'm just going to stop walking. And he goes up, and he, like, touches his shoulder, and the guy turns around, and instead of, like, seeing him, I guess he had just gone crazy, and, like, he starts to attack Garrity, and, like, kind of, like, fall on him, like, grab him by his clothes and sort of lean onto him and stuff, and I guess Garrity, like, drops him or whatever, and he's like, what just happened? Like, he's still walking, because you have to keep walking or you'll get shot. And then the other guy, like, doesn't get up, and they shoot him, and then all of a sudden Garrity's like, oh, I won. But at the same time, he felt like he was starting to lose it. So it's very vague how it ends, because everybody's coming up to him, like the guy who's in charge of it, they call him the Major. he's like, congratulations, like, what do you want? How do you want to start with your prize? Like, what do you want? But Garrity, coming up to that point when he thinks he was starting to lose his mind, he kept saying that he could see like this dark figure trying to like coax him off the path or into the woods or whatever. So everybody's trying to talk to him about what he wants to do, and they're like telling him like he can stop walking and stuff, but he keeps swatting their hands off, and the dark figure that he can see that nobody else can see is like, come to me. And at one point he's like, and he just ran to the dark figure, and that's it.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, what next? Did he lose his mind? Did he pass out and die just then? Like, was it too much? What happened?
Is there another book?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like a little vague.
Feels a lot vague.
Yeah, thank you. I just would have liked, a little more clarity there. A little more clarity. I did enjoy it though. Like, it was a good book. And then the ending happened. It's literally like the last, like, little paragraph on the last page. And I'm like, wow. So did he die? Did he go crazy?
That makes me feel a little bit better about the end of my book, because my mom was like, your book ends too quickly. Feels like a lot of books might do that, so.
Yeah. They do.
So I'm not alone.
But also, yeah, this is like a standalone. Yours will be a series.
Right.
Yours is going to end quickly, but it's going to be a cliffhanger.
Right.
To lead you into the next book.
Right.
This is like, I have to talk to Stephen King to understand what the heck happened to Ray Garrity at the end.
We need to start having writers on the show. Okay.
Yeah. That is insane. So, that, I liked it though. I don't know, I also finished another book.
Okay.
I know I've been talking too long now. I finished The Watchers by A.M. Shine on audiobook. I was listening to it on Everand. And I also liked it. I liked that book. I think I know I've mentioned this to you, and I think I probably said it on the podcast, but sometimes when I'm listening to an audiobook, I'll find myself like kind of becoming distracted. And it's not even because of the story. The story could be good and entertaining and perfect and great and wonderful. And I'm just like thinking about other things all of a sudden without even realizing it. And then when I do realize it, I'm like, oh, I need to go back a couple, 30 seconds. What was the narrator saying?
Right.
And I found myself doing that a couple times. I tried not to. When I would catch myself, I'd be like, okay, either stop listening or pay attention. And that was just me doing, I don't even know what I was thinking about, But I did like it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was creepy. There is, I need to read the synopsis. Whoa. I need to read the synopsis. Whoa. Ah. Okay. The Watchers. Oh, The Watchers, a spine-chilling gothic horror novel now adapted into a major motion picture. Where? Book 1 of 2? What? Okay. Oh, starring Dakota Fanning.
Okay.
But produced by M. Night Shyamalan. Sorry. I thought I was going to say the name wrong for a second there. Huh. I did not know that. Stay tuned. Anyway, so that's only $3.99 on Kindle. Why is it $266 hardcover? You got me messed up. Anyway, sorry. Okay, this is the synopsis. You can't see them, but they can see you. The forest isn't charted on any map. Every car breaks down at its tree line. Mina's is no different. Left stranded, she is forced into the dark woodland, only to find a woman shouting, urging Mina to run to a concrete bunker. As the door slams behind her, the building is besieged by screams. Mina finds herself in a room with a wall of glass and an electric light that activates at nightfall. when the Watchers come above ground. These creatures emerge to observe their captive humans, and terrible things happen to anyone who doesn't reach the bunker in time. Afraid and trapped among strangers, Mina is desperate for answers. Who are the Watchers, and why are they keeping the humans imprisoned, keen to watch their every move? Okay, yeah, that was it. Okay. I didn't know it was a part of a series. That's crazy. So I liked it. I thought it was creepy. You know, I liked that. I had just started it right after I finished reading We Used to Live Here. And so on Everend, it was like, books similar to We Used to Live Here. And I was like, oh, cool, sign me up. And it said The Watchers, and it made me think of the Netflix adaptation based on a true event called The Watcher, or Watcher. Mm-hmm. It's about, did you ever watch that? I don't think you did. It's about a family who moved. Emma did. Okay.
I think so.
I think you're right. That was about like a family who moved into a house, and the neighborhood becomes unsettling. People, they're the neighbors are starting to watch them. They're starting to get letters in the mail.
And this was a true story, right?
Yes, and this was a true story. By somebody named the Watcher, who is, saying things about the house, saying things about the family, what they're doing at certain times, saying like, I know your kid's at school at this time, like blah blah blah, you can't get away. I don't know, crazy stuff.
And they never solved that, right?
Right.
Scary.
Heebie-jeebies. And I watched that show. I'm sorry, I'm trailing off a little bit. I watched that show with Austin on Netflix, and he doesn't watch things like that. Like, he's not a true crime-esque kind of person. Yeah. He's always like, why do you watch that? And I'm like, I like to scare myself. So he watched it with me, and there were some scenes in that show, and I'm sure some of it's, dramatized. Dramatized? Dramatized. I am traumatized. Anyway, a little bit, so it's a little exaggerated.
Right.
But he was like, this is why you get a gun.
Right.
I was like, I better not. Some of these circumstances that were in that show better not find you in my house.
Right.
Touching my child, being around my child. And he was like, yeah, no, that was done. Consider yourself done.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. So that's the title sort of made me think of that, and I was like, oh, that was good. Let me look into this, which obviously is a totally different story. Sorry, I know I trailed off a little bit on that. So The Watchers by A.M. Shine, yeah, I thought it was creepy. I thought it was good. It was set in the woods, I liked that. I like creepy things set in the woods.
Was this the girl who had like a parrot or something?
Yes, she had the parrot with her.
Is the parrot okay?
The parrot's okay.
So worried about the parrot.
I know. Well, there's one point in the book where you should be worried about the parrot. But he's okay. He's good. He's good. He's living his best life, honestly. So there's a reveal that happens. And I think maybe if you paid a little bit more attention than I did, you maybe would have been able to figure it out. But I don't think it was actually like, it wasn't like really spelled out for you, But there were hints to this reveal. And then the reveal happens, and I was actually like, oh, snap. That's crazy. Good job, A.M. Shine. Interesting. How is this going to play out? And I'm not going to spoil it. So, I liked that. I liked what the reveal was. And then, at the very end, there's like this little twist, another little reveal. And it was creepy. It was scary. And all in all, I thought it was pretty good. You're going to say, what did you rate it? Well, I didn't rate it 5 stars.
Oh.
I'm wondering if I really should, though. I just feel like I wasn't paying enough attention for me to really fully say in my head that it was a 5-star book. But at the same time, for when I was paying attention, technically it was good enough to be a 5-star book, So maybe I should make it a 5-star. And I still need to go in and change Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. I need to change that to a 5-star. Because I couldn't even keep editing that one night when I heard myself say a quote from that book on this podcast. I was like, nope, done. Can't do it. So obviously that book was creepy as heck. But But The Watchers was really good, and the fact that there's a sequel. What was the name of that? I think it was called Stay in the Light. I am so good. Stay in the Light by A.M. Shine is the sequel. And I have a feeling that might be a prequel, actually. I don't know. Knowing what the reveal is in the book, I'm wondering if it's a prequel, but even if it's not, it's good
Well, you'll
enough.
have to read it and find
I
out.
know. And I'm wondering if... So I also did... Sorry, I'm like jumping over myself. I'm wondering if I should just read the sequel on my Kindle. And I say that because I sort of think that if I had read The Watchers on my Kindle as opposed to listening to it, even though it was a perfectly fine audiobook, I may have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit, you know. It was a perfectly fine audiobook, though. They, don't come for me. I'm not talented, really. I'm not smart.
Stop it.
I think it's supposed to be in Scotland.
Okay.
And so the narrator does... I can't remember if it sounded like she just had a Scottish accent or if she made it to where some of the characters had a Scottish accent. I just can't really remember. But it was good. I mean, she did a fine job narrating it, I thought. And that's always a plus.
I love a good Scottish accent.
Yeah, when you get a good accent, it's always a plus. Anything that doesn't sound like me, good. We like it. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. What are you currently reading?
Knife of Dreams. Actually, it's very good. I'm really actually enjoying this one. Matt.
I'm glad.
Used to be like in the first couple books, I couldn't stand Matt's character, and I couldn't stand Nynaeve. I wanted to slap both of them. Matt is actually one of my favorite characters, and I think it's maybe because he's more real than the rest of them. And I don't mean like he actually existed and they didn't, but like he does things that people would do, like really do in real life. Like he's dumb, but he's not dumb.
Relatable.
But he does dumb stuff.
Relatable.
And he's actually very kind, even though he doesn't like people to think that he is.
I love that in characters.
Yeah.
You know, like they kind of seem almost morally gray and stuff, but like really they're good deep down, you know?
Yeah.
I actually really like that.
He's one of my favorite, he is my favorite character, I think. And I was so mad at YouTube because it started over a specific point I'd already listened to.
I forgot you had to listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't on Everend, or you didn't want to use a credit on Audible either.
Right.
Yeah. That's
because
crazy.
I'm using that for Harry Potter. And I have 2 credits, so
Harry
I'm
Potter.
about to finish Harry Potter. But I haven't started it yet, but I'm about to. He got injured in I forget exactly how he got injured. They had a skirmish,
Squabble.
like a fight.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say squabble, and that made me laugh.
There are some not so great guys.
Yeah.
And he got injured, and his wife to be is making him get healed because he's a macho man, and you know how they are. They don't. Oh, I'm fine. I don't have time.
Their bones are sticking out. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
I don't have time to be healed right now.
I don't need
we
to
need
go
to
to the
continue.
hospital.
Exactly. So, but also very importantly for this story, so going back to like the beginning of the series, the 3 boys who are now men are all what are called Taviran.
Uh-huh.
So within this world, the wheel of time weaves around Taviran, and they can actually change what's happening just by being there. And Matt has good luck. He's always seeing dice in his head, and that means something is about to happen, good or bad. It's going to be something that's very important, and he always has to pay attention to the dice when they roll in his head, stuff like that. But they've all kind of split up because they're doing different things, and but when they're talking about where they are and what they're doing, it seems that they're very close to each other, and they don't realize that because they don't really there's not a way to just really keep in touch, and
they can't just text each other.
Right. And so, although there are some things that are really cool that they can do, but the girls can communicate in dreams, and one of the girls has gotten held hostage.
Oh yeah, I remember vaguely talking about something like
that. But
that.
she's going into the dream world at night and communicating with another girl, a woman. And so that's how she's getting messages back and forth. And they don't believe her that she's a dreamer, some of the people. And her captives don't know that she's a dreamer. Uh-huh. So they don't know that she can go in and out of this world. And they're giving her this drink that keeps her from being able to channel, which is what they call using magic. So they don't even think that if she could go into the dream world that she can, because they are giving her this thing that keeps her from doing magic. But the dream world is different, and how you enter it is different.
Okay.
So there's just a lot going on, but I feel like they're all about to meet up, and something big is going to happen.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, really?
Oh, man.
Like, the one guy is still trying to rescue his wife. She's been kidnapped by the Aiel. The other girl's been kidnapped by the White Tower.
I love that.
So there's so much going on, and I'm ready for it to come to fruition. And I'm 72% of the way through the book, so we're almost there.
That's good. That's exciting.
I'm very excited.
I like that a lot. I remember back when I did read fantasy. No, when I read Six of Crows, you were following like 5 different people, and they were all getting into like different circumstances, and so you would be someone else in somebody else's point of view, and you're like, okay, but this is still happening, and this is still happening over here, and what about this over here?
Right.
I love that.
And
There's just so much to think about.
Right, and I think that's another way that authors who write series that are long like that, I think that's one way that they lengthen it.
Yeah. Is
by splitting it. So I made a mistake maybe early on when I was deciding how I was writing my book and making it just from her point of view. And I think that limited myself to how many pages I could get out of it. Because when I read, but now I don't want to go back and change that because I have so much written.
You could though.
I could.
If you wanted to, you could.
But when you read these authors, like you can do so much more because because you take a break from this person.
Yes. And you do whatever needs to be updated with this person. And then you take a break from them and go to a third person or however many. Yeah.
And he has so many main characters in his books.
That's exciting. I love that. I love that it's like all coming to a big like climactic.
Yes, and I think I remember when Andrew was reading this one. Yeah. I think this is one where he was like, something big is about to happen, or something big happened, or something like that. And so, and of course the ending. He was so funny when he finished reading the series. He's like, his brother has actually owns the books. Yeah. And or most of them, and so he borrowed them from his brother. And he said, there's so much to unpack with him. It's like to discuss now that it's over. So, like,
that's fun.
And he's funny when I text him and say, oh, I think this is about to happen. He goes, we'll see. Like, he tries really hard not to give away stuff.
I know. I know. I love, like, when people are like, oh, but is this really what's going on? And then you have to, like, no, I can't tell you.
Right. And Adam was like that.
I don't like spoiling things. I love surprises. Right. You know, even if I ask you, I don't actually want you to tell me, you know?
Right. Adam was like that with the Michael J. Sullivan series. Yeah. And I would text him stuff, and he was so funny because I was like, I ship so-and-so and so-and-so. And he I think he told Tyler, he was like, she's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
And I was.
Sorry, as a side note, look at her trying to change the diaper of a baby alligator. He's actually doing pretty good for her.
He is.
Oh, there he goes.
There he goes.
Oh, it's so annoying.
But she's so patient with him.
I mean, and I try to. I'll put him on that changing table and I'm like wrestling him. I'm like, just stand still.
I think I had a changing table with a strap so that they wouldn't roll off. Yeah. And I think I had to use it with Emma a couple times.
He can roll over even under the strap. I maybe need
she
to
probably did that.
Tighten it, but then I don't want it to be too tight on
right.
him. So.
She might have done the same thing, but she's almost 16. How can I remember?
It's been a while since you've had to change your diaper. It's even been a while since you've had to change Ella's diaper.
That's true.
Goodness. Okay. Well, I am. So you're only reading Knife of Dreams. Did I say it right?
You did. I'm
Good job,
like religiously listening to Knife of Dreams,
okay.
like every morning and afternoon, and I try to listen to it while I'm doing like setting up for the morning at work. So I'm trying to get extra time in because it's so long. I was trying to get it done so I could do the last Harry Potter book by the end of the year.
That's so funny. Okay. I'm not listening. I am still technically reading Feathers. I didn't see the first word. Feathers Floating Through Ember by Trinity Dunn. I still have not, moved forward at all.
Oh, heard. Yeah. Okay.
I still plan to, but I have not. Because I've just been really trying to get some scary books. It's just that time of year. And now that October's over, maybe I'll stop having that mindset. But, so I'm still technically reading that. I just haven't progressed. I'm reading Daphne by Josh Malerman. I'm almost 70% through, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really good. I know I read the synopsis for Daphne earlier, but it didn't really say much about how I wanted to describe it. I mean, it did a little bit. So, the night before a big basketball game at this high school, they tell a ghost story. Like, I guess she's like technically the captain of their team. Mm-hmm. Is that what they're called? Anyway,
I think so. Yeah.
I haven't been in high school in a while, and I never played basketball.
Same.
Yeah, same. She tells a ghost story about this girl named Daphne, who many years ago, for whatever reason, in her story, her version of the story, here we go. Daphne is the victim of just bullying. She's like 7 foot tall. I'm thinking at one point it's going to reveal that she had like a mental illness, I think. Mm-hmm. But it has not yet. But she was like 7 foot tall. She's a loner. She listened to like metal music, but she never talked to anybody. And at one point, for some reason, the basketball team, the year that she was like a senior, ended up like killing her. Oh. Like they accidentally killing her, and it was supposed to be like a prank, and it turned into a murder. As they do sometimes, so we don't prank people. But she ended up like suffocating in her garage. Like they turned her car on, or her car was already on, and they like knocked her out or something for some reason. And it's
that doesn't sound like a very good prank.
It's not a very nice prank.
No.
Kind of hazing-ish, if you will. So now she's like seeking revenge, but if you think about her, then she's going to come for you, basically. And that's what like some of these characters, they like start to spiral out of control because it's like very anxiety inducing.
Right.
Like you're just thinking about this person who's supposed to be, maybe she's a myth, maybe she's real or was real, we don't know. But they did this to her. Oh my gosh, what if she's coming for me? Why am I thinking about her so much? I need to stop thinking about her. I don't understand why I'm thinking about her so much. And then
they disappear.
I'll leave it at that. But it's really good.
And then Daphne finds them all.
And then another person, and granted, the synopsis made it sound like every person you're going to talk to different people very quickly, and each of their stories about Daphne is going to be different. I'm like almost 70% of the way through it, and I've only read like 2 versions of the Daphne story. So, where the first one was like she was actually a victim, and then the second one, finally, it like just happened, was that she was actually like not such a nice girl and did some bad things and was hiding from cops and stuff.
Oh.
And ended up getting caught or whatever and dying. But it's pretty creepy. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm liking it more than Spin a Black Yarn, I guess. Like, I think it's creepier than Spin a Black Yarn. I like it so far. It's pretty decent. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it. So we'll see. We'll see what else happens. I was thinking earlier, I was like, you know what? If this keeps going the way it's going, it could end up being a 5-star finally again from Brooke Bates. Because apparently that's been a tough thing to achieve lately. So we will see. And oh, shoot. And I'm technically reading something else.
Okay.
I started this on Halloween, and with the crazy mindset that I was going to finish it on Halloween, because it's a graphic novel, or yeah, I guess this counts as a graphic novel. It might just count as a comic. I don't know, but it is Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror. I remember like 2 years ago or something when I actually hauled this for the first time. I said shifter, which made sense because like if you just see the cover, like. He's a shifter of terror, you know, like he's a zombie, werewolf, Frankenstein. On the back, he's Jaws, like. But no,
he's
it's
actually
Snifter.
Frankenstein's monster, not
yes,
Frankenstein.
Thank you. I know. I think about that too. Whenever this is so absurd. Whenever I watch the VeggieTales episode where they're doing like Frankenstein's monster, that's what it makes me think of. I think that's right. It's Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein. But. I'm a little unclear as to if they're all stories that were by Edgar Allan Poe or other authors' renditions of his stories, you know? So there's a lot of stories in here, and there was actually one really funny poem too, but not by Edgar Allan Poe. So I think maybe a lot of them are going to actually be just Edgar Allan Poe inspired, you know, like that kind of gothic tone and weird stuff. So far, I've only read like 2, and they're like really gross, but like really funny in a way too. But I'm enjoying it. Like there was one, maybe I've read 3. There was one where it's like, it's called Dark Chocolate. And the main character is like basically Count Chocula, and like he hosts like a breakfast party, and like all of these like cereal mascots are like the guests to his breakfast party, and so it's just really funny. I like it so far. I'm not very far into it, obviously, but when I actually sit down and go through this, it's not going to take long. It's, you know, a comic. But,
right.
And it's volume 1, so I don't know how many volumes there are. But I really like the art. I think the art's really neat. I like him as Jaws on the back. I think that's really cool. See, this would be good if we had a video. Or, I guess if we had a video. I could show them what I'm talking about on the cover and on the back. I'm not going to spoil the contents. But
well, next year comes soon.
Yeah, it sure does. Sure does. Yeah, okay. So I'm just reading those. I have some things that I might be reading soon, but who knows? They're thrillers.
Okay.
Yeah, some thrillers that I might be thinking about. I've also sort of been thinking about sci-fi and fantasy, and you know.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know what I'm gonna read.
A sci-fi thriller.
Ooh, that'd be nice. I have a sci-fi mystery. Huh. Well, that's it.
Okay, that's it for me too.
Only an hour and 20 minutes. Sheesh.
Well, that's okay. Probably some of that will be edited.
Yeah.
But, okay, well, thank you, Kindred Spirits, for listening as always. It's a wonderful thing to know there are so many of you in the world. And don't forget to check out Sideways Sheriff as always. And don't forget that we do have merchandise. It's the holiday season. So,
Woo-hoo.
if If you want to put a little decoration on your tree that says happily booked, we have those. If you know someone who also likes Happily Booked and you want to get them a shirt, we have those. Just, you know.
Or if you need a nice tote bag to put all of your yarn in.
We have those.
Or a lovely mouse pad that you need, to put your mouse on. We have those. Or just a simple little bookmark.
And we also have notebooks.
Ah, yes. I actually have that right here. Anyway.
Ella found mine the other day. She's been using it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the merchandise we have for now, but we could do phone cases probably.
We should do phone cases.
Hint, hint, Miss Tracy.
And planners. I don't know if I've...
Oh, yeah, planners.
I've probably said this like 4 times already on the podcast.
Planners would be great.
I want a planner. I need to get one. I feel like my brain will feel more organized.
Yeah.
Which
I love to get planners.
There's no real promise.
I don't use them, but I love to have them.
I love planners.
I'm just terrible at planning. But anyway, actually, I'm great at planning. I'm terrible at follow through.
Me too. Me too.
So anyway, we have merchandise. If you're interested, let us know. And don't forget to check out the show notes. I think it's been a while since I said check out the show notes. But there's plenty of stuff going down there today, I think. So, check that out if there was anything that piqued your interest. And I guess that's it for me. So that's it for both of us.
Yep.
Until next time, stay happily booked.